Welcome, Assassins, to another Ridgway review on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Welcome to another review. Sorry about that little awkward sort of intro, but you know, it's Assassin's Creed. I just had to. So, today I will be talking about my likes and dislikes of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Kind of like one previous video was about Black Ops 3. And I also took a lesson from that, and I also did something. If you saw my previous video when I didn't actually write a list of what I liked and disliked, I just went for the top of my head, and I actually made a lot of mistakes and I looked like an absolute fool. So what I did is I wrote a list. So I'm going to start with what I liked about the game. To be honest, I thought it was I think it's my favourite Assassin's Creed so far, because, well, let's just take a look at the list, shall we? Sorry about that. The story I really liked. It maybe it was just so well thought out. I mean, the Industrial Revolution of London back in the 1868. Was 1860. Just give me a second. The map that I just showed you has it. Down here. Yeah, 1868. By the way, what I just showed you before, the intro, was the map of London, which you get with the Charing Cross edition, which I have up there with the Notre Dame edition of Assassin's Creed Unity. Unity was a bit of a letdown, if I do say so myself. The gameplay of it was good, but you know, there was so many glitches, so many things going wrong. Anyway, that's the past. Now, to the present, and hopefully the very much future. Okay, the story. I found the story to be very enlightening. I found the story to be exciting, and also, I'm just so glad they finally decided to do an Assassin's Creed in England for once. Because first it was, the Holy Lands. Technically that was English, but Templars, whatever. Then it was Italy. Italy was with Ezio and everything. But then it was the American Revolution, which was just all American. I'm not going to think against that. I actually love that Assassin's Creed 3. That was actually my favourite Assassin's Creed until now. Sorry, Ubisoft, but Syndicate's now my favourite. So the story was very good. I found it very exciting, and I followed it very easily, and I just found it to be a very good story to start. So yeah, I found the story to be pretty good. The graphics, oh my god, the graphics were they were gorgeous. I just found them just beautiful. They looked so real in the game. They just looked like, just so real. They looked like actual people. Occasional glitches here and there, but nothing too serious, don't worry about it. The missions were a lot better than they were in Unity. The missions in Syndicate now, in the the story missions, they are very, very well thought out and very well designed. Now, I found one mission where I got to climb the Big Ben. I've actually seen Big Ben I went to London this year, so I saw that. And to get to climb it in Assassin's Creed Syndicate was actually just, I loved it. It was bottom of my heart. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So yeah, story, graphics, missions, historical characters. Now this is what I really liked, because this is why I buy Assassin's Creed, to find out, because Ubisoft has done something very clever with Assassin's Creed. They've made you a part of history in the games. Now, they allow you to somehow twist history into this sort of story about assassins and Templars, like it was in the American Revolutions. Templars were the one influencing the American Revolution, and the assassins were with the Patriots, who, well, if you've played Assassin's Creed, you'll know. So yeah, historical characters like I was expecting to find at least Queen Victoria there, which I did near the end. I was actually hoping to get a little bit more, a bit more dialogue with her in the game. But you do get a few missions with her, I think. Well, not exactly with her. I'll let you find that for yourself. A few historical characters I found were quite interesting was Alexander Bell, who created the telephone, I think, communication. Watch the historical characters trailer for Assassin's Creed Syndicate on YouTube and then you'll find out. Charles Dickens, Charles Darwin, I think it's a name, this little kid. There was this kid in the who was a historical character. She fought against the child labour in the Industrial Revolution. Clara O'D, I think. I think that's her name. I think her name's Clara O'D. She fought to liberate all the kids who were being forced into work labour, which I personally found to be quite disgusting. I mean, they didn't care about kids back in those days. They just didn't care if all they wanted was them to work, They didn't care if they got hurt or anything or if they got killed. So Clara O'D fought against that. She found it to be quite unjust, apparently. So she fought against that to liberate the kids. So that's why she joined the Rooks, who were London's most notorious gang after the events of Syndicate. Because in a Syndicate, you play as Jacob Fry, who I think I have right here. Here he is. He's right there. That's who you play, along with his sister. Don't worry, these things aren't. That is not mine. Okay, that is my sister's. Okay, it's not mine. Just so we're clear. Yeah, so you get to play him and his twin sister Evie. So I found that to be quite interesting. That you get to play as a female character and a male character in the game, which is actually one of the things I mainly liked about the game. You actually get to play as two characters, not just one. So that was actually a bit of a bonus for me in the game. So, okay, historical graphics, missions, historical characters, weapons. Now this is what I liked in Assassin's Creed Syndicate as well. This is what I really enjoyed. The weapons they've brought into Assassin's Creed Syndicate was just utter brilliance. Because back in those days, if you were carrying a weapon at all around London, you would have been arrested by the police. So you had to keep them concealed. So they made the weapons in Assassin's Creed Syndicate able to be hidden. Like, so they had the brass knuckles and, well, the assassins had the cane sword, which was a sword hidden inside a cane. Bit of a clue in the name, really. It's not really that much of a secret. And there's a bit of a knife sword. I don't know what it's called, but it does a lot of damage. So if you're gonna get Assassin's Creed Syndicate, make sure you buy that sword. I mean, seriously, it does so much damage. I was blown away by the weapons in Assassin's Creed. Side quests. Now, side quests were a big improvement from Unity. Unity's side missions were a little short and you didn't get what was happening. It had no relation to the story whatsoever. But the side missions in Syndicate, they are combined with the story in Syndicate. They are combined with it. They are linked. They tell another story of the Industrial Revolution. So they are quite linked in that department, whatever it's called. I actually found them quite enjoyable, and they're also good if you want to get your experience up and level up a lot more quicker. I would do some side quests as well. It's both enjoyable and it's beneficial. So yeah, it's a good thing I did this list, isn't it? Um, Now I think you'll find this very interesting because I found it to be quite exciting. There is a mention of Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and there's a few mentions of Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelation. You actually get to... Actually, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I do have... You actually get to visit in a mission. I'm not going to spoil too much what you're going to find, but what you can find out is that there will be a Kenway Mansion. You actually get to go in there as part of your mission with Evie. You actually get to go inside Edward Kenway's house after the events of Black Flag. He returned to London. So I actually went looking for this before I started the missions. I was like, Edward Kenway's house. Oh my god, I want to go see that. And I just ended up running all around London and I could not find a thing. Until I realised it's part of a mission, so I just wasted like 5 hours. 5 hours. Yeah, I was pretty shocked myself. Evie mentions a lot of Ezio because he's like her role model, because Ezio was like the main assassin. He was the big assassin, the big kahuna, if you will. He was just basically the best assassin of all time, to be honest, because they did 3 games of him, so obviously he was. Yeah, so those are all my likes of the game. But now for the sad part, my dislikes. I hate to do this to you, but gotta be done. Right, the number of sequences in the game. Right, all previous Assassin's Creeds have had like either 12 sequences, well most of them have. Assassin's Creed 2 had 14, which I actually found, well, I loved it. It took a little too long, I got a little bit bored when I was first playing it. But then when I started playing it a bit more, I actually enjoyed it. So, I don't know why they cut it from 14 sequences. I'm guessing the fans didn't like it, just the story just kept going on forever. So they cut it to 12 sequences, all the way from Brotherhood to Unity, where they continued that. Now, Syndicate only has 9 sequences, but there is an improvement on that. Unity did have 12 sequences, but it only had like 2 or 3 missions in each sequence. So you can imagine that you can just jet through each sequence and you just get no satisfaction whatsoever. I mean, each sequence should be a story behind it. It should be right. This target's doing this. He's doing that, and that. You need to stop all these things, and it gives you a bit more insight into the plot of the Templars, what they're doing. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted in Unity. When I found out there was just hardly any missions, it was a bit disappointing, to be honest. So, even though Syndicate did have 9 sequences, which I was a bit worried about, because from the past one, Unity only had like 2 or 3 missions in each sequence, I was getting a little worried. The first 2 sequences of Assassin's Creed Syndicate only had 1 mission, that was just introducing you to Jacob and Evie. That got me panicking a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But as soon as I found out there was like nearly 9 or 6 missions in each of the sequences, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm not religious. Yeah. I was actually pretty glad about that. I mean, more missions, and it made more sense of the story. It actually told you more of the story. So that's a number of sequences. I think we had a similar problem in Syndicate with this one. Occasional glitches. Now, Syndicate suffered a lot from these glitches in the game because people would end up falling down a bottomless pit or getting stuck or just somehow walking on air